Hi, my Bitcoin followers! BTC is on track to $100,000. Seems unbelievable. Well, it isn't. Stick around till the end to know all the possibilities of Bitcoin and its journey to $100,000. So, in today's video, we are going to take a look at the journey of Bitcoin to $100,000. Without further ado, let's begin! The world's largest cryptocurrency is staging a comeback that has taken it up more than 50% from recent lows, reviving animal spirits and coaxing out sky-high price targets that, while a source of comedy for some, emerge when the asset is rallying. Out our predictions, the digital currency was ready to retest $20,000 amid a slew of negative headlines that many said would push it lower. Back in vogue are calls for the coin to keep rallying again to its all-time highs and beyond. And there are plenty of superlatives that mark the moment. Bitcoin is up 4 weeks straight and is on pace for its second monthly advance. Overall, it's seen its fastest 21-day advance since February, the last time it was in the midst of vaulting towards records. Bitcoin was largely flat in Asian trading, holding at about 45,530 as of 10:36 a.m. in Hong Kong. It's roaring back. Meltem Demirors, Chief Strategy Officer at crypto fund provider CoinShares, said by phone. Despite new regulatory scrutiny, many investors perceive this as positive news and a positive catalyst because it's clearing up a lot of the confusion or some of the uncertainty. And I think what is being demonstrated as well is the crypto community is no longer some esoteric corner of finance. The cryptocurrency is defying criticism and is advancing even as regulators around the world are promising tougher crackdowns. China, for one, has taken a number of steps to clamp down on crypto mining, among other things. In the US, policymakers are focusing on digital assets in a new way, with US Securities and Exchange Commission Gary Gensler last week calling the space the Wild West. He said he wouldn't compromise on protecting investors in setting out on regulatory framework. Strategists are tossing those worries aside for now and are, instead, bringing out soaring price targets, which have long been a part of the investment thesis behind getting into cryptocurrencies. It's still got plenty of room to get the old high, Bloomberg Intelligence's Mike McGlone said in a television interview. And guess what? If it just follows Ethereum, it goes to $100,000, he said, referring to Bitcoin catching up, percentage-wise, to the second token's performance. Fundstrat global advisor Tom Lee also sees it reaching $100,000 by the end of 2021. The firm's co-founder and head of research recommends investors follow a simple rule. If Bitcoin crosses above its average price over the last 200 days, a long-term momentum measure, then it's time to buy. The coin crossed that hurdle in recent days. With Bitcoin crossing above its 200D, we think Bitcoin will rally strongly into year-end, Lee wrote in a note. If you are enjoying the video, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos about Bitcoin. The rally comes despite potential new tax reporting requirements. A change to cryptocurrency reporting rules in Congress's infrastructure bill was blocked Monday, leaving language for broad oversight of virtual currencies in the legislation that was later passed in the Senate Tuesday. Crypto is going to be a major source of tax revenue to fund infrastructure. Emily Choi, President and Chief Operating Officer of Coinbase Global Inc., said in a Bloomberg TV interview. That actually is a very positive thing. It's no longer a fringe thing. Crypto has ultimately entered the mainstream here. This was a setback, there's no doubt about it for the past week, but we're playing the long game here. Blockchain Association's Kristen Smith said she was surprised the coin advanced during the infrastructure bill debate. She thought the opposite would have happened. I don't understand prices. I thought prices would be tanking because of the bad language that some suggest out there, she said on Bloomberg's Quick Take Stock streaming program on Monday, ahead of the provision's blockage. People are seeing the effectiveness that the crypto community and the crypto industry has in Washington. And I think there's confidence that we'll ultimately be able to get the policies right. To be sure, trying fundamental developments to any Bitcoin moves has been a mistake, said David Donabedian, Chief Investment Officer of CIBC Private Wealth Management. What's driving it is momentum and money flows, and a little bit of overall risk-on, risk-off sentiment in markets, he said. Anything you say or write about Bitcoin, you can always do a big percentage. It's up to 50%, yes, but it went down 50% from April to June, he said. adding, "There is no credible way to value it." And after the tweet from Michael Saylor, in which he said congratulations and thank you to Elon Musk and Tesla on adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, the entire world will benefit from this leadership. Right after the announcement, the flagship cryptocurrency exploded from a low of $37,988 to a new all-time high of $54,000. The digital asset surpassed $1 trillion in market capitalization for the first time ever. This fact seems to have caught the eye of big institutions as of February 11th, the oldest American bank. BNY Mellon announced a new service of crypto custody. The custodian bank holds around $41 trillion in assets and is moving into crypto. It seems that banks, institutions, and other platforms are rushing to get into Bitcoin or support the digital asset. MasterCard has also recently jumped on the bandwagon and announced that it will support certain cryptocurrencies directly on its network later this year. The first major payment application that started to support Bitcoin, PayPal, will roll out its crypto business into the UK market thanks to the Venmo application. The platform plans to roll out the new service later this year, probably in the first half. The good news doesn't stop there, as RBC Capital Markets, a global investment bank, has suggested Apple to support cryptocurrencies on its wallet app, which would allow the company's stock to surge by another 25%. This was a note sent to clients from RBC analysts, which increased their price target for Apple to $171. According to RBC, there is more potential in cryptocurrencies than electric cars, which has been the main focus of Apple in the past few months. Why are so many companies, banks, and businesses supporting Bitcoin when it just hit a new all-time high? According to Citibank, BTC could reach $318,000. A Citibank leaked report stated that Bitcoin could reach this number by December 2021, which suggests that the narrative for institutional buyers has shifted in favor of digital assets. Another interesting bullish on-chain metric is the percentage of Bitcoin inside exchanges. Since January 11th, at 10.5% of current circulating supply inside exchanges, this number has dropped to a low of 10.06% currently, despite Bitcoin's price hitting new all-time highs, indicating that investors are not keen to sell just yet. The key support level for Bitcoin bulls is the 26 EMA, currently located at $24,269. This level hasn't been lost since April 2020 and serves as a long-term guide. So guys, let me know down in the comment section below how long it can take for Bitcoin to touch $100,000 mark. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome and interesting videos related to Bitcoin. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video.